Hey guys, it's Matt here, back with another magic review. So this time I'm going to be reviewing a product called Scribe. Scribe is a thermal printer, and I have used many thermal printers from CUPP Cup, from Caesar Alonso Magic, Cesaril Magic. I've also used the Pitata printer that has come out very recently. I've used this one. I've also been aware of other just regular thermal printers that you can use with a secret assistant or whatever. When Nathan first came out with his the lottery ticket illusion, Nate Staniforth. And so been using thermal printers for a long time. So firstly, I think Cup is way outdated. So if you're still using Cup, you should definitely look at some of the more modern things. It's very, very old by this point. They haven't really done anything to update any apps or anything else. Cup is ancient. Pitata has a brand new one. It is a good bit larger than Scribe. It's probably out to here and maybe about the same size. It's probably about the same sort of depth there, but a bit larger. The app is not ready to go yet. The app is underdeveloped, so you'll have to wait for them. I know they're working on that. That's supposed to come, who knows, sometime hopefully in the next year. So this one, Scribe, comes with the Unify app, which I will pull up here on my phone. The Unify app is free, which is amazing. So you can actually get the app, play around with it, and then every little piece of the app that you want to use has a price point to where you can purchase it. And so when you get Scribe, of course, you get the Scribe portion of the app free. They also have an image editor portion of the app right here. So I'm going to try to break this down, talk about everything, and do this as reasonably as possible, but there's a lot to cover, okay? So firstly, let me give you a quick bit of background for me. I don't like super complicated apps, super complicated things that have just 1,000 features. I can't remember it. I mean, it's great that you have that, but typically I'm a one-trick pony, so I will buy something for one idea. So I'll come up with an idea and go, what do I want to do? Okay, this is what I want to do. How can I do it? And I'll see if something on the market will do that. And I'll say, okay, here's a printer that will do what I want to do. Great. And then I will use it only for that. So I don't go switching modes. I don't print a lottery ticket this day and print a clock the next day and print an airline pass the next. I don't need all that nonsense. It's too much stuff. So I want to do one thing. Once I have it set to do the one thing, I leave it, and that's all I ever do with it. That's typically what I do. However, with Scribe, I actually feel it's so simple to use that I will be able to do a lot of things with it if I want to. I don't know that I will, but I can because it's not difficult to figure out, to use, to sort of set up again. Even if you forget, how did I do this? It's very quick. You can pop in, you look at your settings, go, I remember, and you know how to do it. Very helpful for somebody like me who I just don't remember how to do stuff. And so if I'm not using it every day 1,000 times, I'm not going to remember. So okay, but let's talk about Scribe. So it comes in the box. It's really nice. I love packaging. Packaging matters. So I paid $2,000 for Cup, and it comes with a ribbon cable. It's kind of crazy. Now years later, we get something super nice like this. The Scribe unit comes in a little tuck case and then a little box like this. Then you can scan the business card, which is super cool, and takes you right, you just put your phone next to it and it automatically takes you over to their Facebook page. It's really cool. You get the Scribe unit in the box. You also get a little roll of thermal paper, and there's an extra little gizzy here, so you can pop this off if you don't want the super exposed view, and you can have a little bit more sheltered view that would go over top. So he gives you options, which I really like having options. So even this one you can pop off the top, which let me see if I can do that. Boom, very simply remove that top, and then you can see all the guts inside. So if you wanted to, actually pull this out, I don't see there would be no reason to do that, but I think you could. But this is what you get. This all this nonsense gobbledygook. So I'm going to put this back on because there's no reason to have this off. I like having some protection. And this thing, first of all, feels better. Obviously, Cup doesn't have anything. The Pitata one feels fine. It's pretty nice. Their packaging is usually pretty good. I think their printer comes in at around the $550 mark. So this is twice the price, but it is also half the size, which is really nice. It is the smallest printer on the market. I know there's another one called Glyphs. It came out almost the same time as this. This was developed since 2019, originally hitting private markets in the end of 2021 and officially for the public around the midpoint of 2022. I think it came out in FISM. And Glyphs technically came out like a month or two earlier on the to the open market, but they came out at the same time. So some people complain like, oh, Illuminati magic copies everybody. Like, I don't know whether that's true or not. There's 0% chance that you could have developed this in 2 months. It's not possible. I don't care if you worked around the clock, you couldn't do this. So what they did obviously shows years of development, and really the development came with surrounding the app. The app is amazing. It's great. And of course the hardware actually is really nice too. So okay, so that's kind of the backstory there. I think this is fantastic. If you're not going to watch the whole video, I would simply say 2 thumbs up. Give Scribe a look. The app is easy to use. The hardware is amazing. It's very simple and intuitive. I was up and running in minutes. It's not difficult. Okay, onward and upward. Okay, so I talked about the packaging. Was the other one? The one Glyphs is advertised as the smallest one on the market, and I guess it's the smallest in one dimension, but it's not really the smallest. So Glyphs is really kind of more of a bulky thing. Now, I've never used the Glyphs app, so I can't speak to their app. I don't know how good it is. I know it interfaces with other stuff, but I can't imagine anything being more intuitive and better than this app. The Unify app is very good. And it interfaces with everything, which is really nice. So Glyphs is larger in one dimension and smaller in another, and then larger in this dimension. So if you multiply all 3 dimensions together to get a total cubic centimeters, this is about like 2/3 the size of Glyph. It's like, I think it came out to be like 65 or 66 centimeters. I don't remember what it was, cubic centimeters, and Glyphs was like over 100. So this is actually much thinner, much smaller footprint, which is pretty nice. Whatever. You just wanted something small. They both would fit in your hand. It doesn't matter. Whatever. You're probably not going to be walking around with a printer in your hand. It's stupid. So who cares how big it is? It's going to fit in a pocket easily. Doesn't matter to me. So what do you get with this guy? So it's got several buttons, which I kind of like. I think the Potato one only had like 1 button. So that's fine. You don't really need a ton of buttons. You're just going to have to make sure, hopefully the app will be really good when they get the final version ready to go. It's not ready yet. Hopefully it'll be nice, because that's really going to make or break it. Oh, real quick, this just says loan unit for review, so yours would not come with that. This is a review unit on loan, basically, so I can't sell it, which I'm not going to. I'm going to play with it for a little while. So anyway, you get those buttons here and a button on the side. That's the power button. Now, normally this will auto-connect if it has been connected recently. I've noticed if I wait like a week or 2 weeks and I shut the app down and I don't know, sometimes I'll like turn it on and then it will not connect. Okay, so you get a light. Well, let's see if he actually connects. He does. I don't know if you heard that. My volume's down pretty low. I'll turn it up so you can hear it next time. But it says Scribe connected. And then the light goes blue so you can kind of see, yes, he is connected. So it should automatically connect. You don't need to worry. Like if you're doing everything the same day and you're turning it off and on and off and on, he's automatically going to connect. But it's super easy to connect. You just go to devices. I know there's a ton of options, but I promise you it's not actually difficult because you're only going to use 1 or 2 at a time. So if you don't need all the options, you just ignore them. It's fine. But if you are somebody who loves to customize the heck out of everything, you do have that option. So you go to that, you go to Scribe, which is what you're using, and then you can pair Scribe. It's just that simple. Literally that easy. You click pair Scribe and it pairs. Like super simple. But you saw it automatically did it. Now Nathan's background, I don't know how much of this I'm supposed to be able to share or whatever, but he like walked me through some of this stuff on a call just to make sure I knew what Scribe was able to do. So he was very gracious, spent like 2 hours with me just like walking through different ideas. And he makes those kind of things available for people. So his customer service, it can't be better, right? Like you don't get better than free help. And so I'm like, I made the statement to him. I didn't ask permission to share this, but I'm gonna share it. I was like, so I don't understand how you're being profitable with what you're spending on development and paying engineers and continual development of the app and like the like how are you, this isn't profitable. And he started laughing. He says, of course it's not profitable. He says, I make my money elsewhere. This is my hobby, basically, is what he said. And he's like, now I spend 90% of my time just doing magic because I like it. And the other 10% is where he makes all his money. And so I'm like, oh, well, that makes a whole lot more sense. So you spend all of this time and energy and excess money to developing these products, and you don't, like, who cares if he makes his money back? And I'm like, this is like an eccentric billionaire kind of person. I don't know if he's a billionaire, but he loves what he does, and his background was in, I think, medical tech, and so he knows all about Bluetooth devices and all kinds of things. And so you need to ask him, say, hey, Nathan, tell me about your secret work with like the White House, and he'll tell you he's done stuff with the White House. He's done all kinds of crazy cool projects. And I'm talking about, if you didn't know, this is Nathan Buzza with Illuminati Magic. He's that founder and developer with Illuminati. So different than the other Nate who helped develop the original lottery ticket illusion, Nate Staniforth. These are two different guys. Okay, so this is the basic Scribe idea. He's turned on. Let me show you how easy it is to work with. So you grab a little bit of thermal paper. This has an automatic feed. There's like a little dot up here on the black bar underneath here, so you can see that shiny black bar. That is an automatic paper like kind of thing. He can tell if there's paper in there. The minute he senses paper, he starts feeding them through. Now these buttons will help force feed a lot, reverse a lot, or force forward feed a little. Dink, 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 dink. It's like little single lines. Okay, so let me set him back up. Whoops. There we go. So pretty good here, whatever. I'm going to simply set, here I can go down to image editor. Image editor is the bomb diggity. It's amazing. And so you're going to want to print from stuff. I forget, I'm not really sure. Sometimes he has specials where image editor comes with Scribe. Sometimes it costs extra. I don't know. But you can check with Nathan about like all the expenses behind that. I highly recommend getting the image editor. I think it's an absolute necessity to go along with Scribe. So if it doesn't come automatically with Scribe, you should definitely get it because it's great. So what do you get with this? Well, first of all, if you go to Manage Designs in the top, and they have a design library. So you can look through and see all these different preloaded designs, from lottery tickets to receipts to pictures of dice and different things. And all you have to do is find something that you like, and you just say install it, and it installs right to your local phone. This is out on the web, whatever. And then you have that template to use. So there's like a boarding pass and all kinds of great stuff, right? So you get that template to use. And so then when you go to the bottom, this is your select design option. You can select whatever. These are the templates that I have loaded, and you can select whatever you want. So I'm going to use a Sharpie clock face right now. And you can select more than one at a time, by the way, if you like, which is also pretty snazzy. If you selected two, for instance, you say, why would I want to use two templates? Well, let's say you want to print a photo, or maybe have a photo saved to your phone, right, from 3 weeks ago. Well, you can save a photo of like a Jurassic Park poster in your magic room saved to your phone. Okay, and the person you're doing the performance for, they say Jurassic Park's my favorite movie. You're like, that's so funny that you said that. I just saw Jurassic Park in the theater. They had a special anniversary edition. Can you believe that? What time do you think I went? They say, I don't know, 5:55. And you're like, that was exactly the time. Here, and you pull out a receipt, and you're like, 5:55 right here. And it says it's a Jurassic Park movie ticket. And Jurassic Park is actually one of my favorite movies. I have, and you flip open your photo out, and you say, 3 weeks ago I took a photo in my magic room. Look, there I am sitting with a Jurassic Park photo, a movie poster behind me. So it's two different applications that could be run concurrently. That's why you might pick two. One of them saving to your phone with a photo, one of them printing out to Scribe. So if you want to run multiple things, you can. So anyway, I'm just going to do a Sharpie clock face, click save. It says it saved successfully. So now I'm ready to go, and I can do send manual message, which is an awesome field for me. There are 1,000 ways apparently to input stuff into Scribe, which is great, and input into the Unify app. You can get it from, you can suck it in from other apps. You can suck it in from scanning little, RFID cards. You can get it from a magician's calculator. You just 1,000 ways. Secret assistants can type it. You can do it real time if you want. So here's an example of printing out something like this. This is a clock face with a time and a destination airport. So I can say, pick a time. Let's say we'll say, I don't know, 3:32. How about that? And then I put a comma in, and then I pick a destination airport. I literally can type any word I want. But let's say, how about Nashville Airport, which I know the airport code is BNA, Nashville. So I can actually preview what is going to be sent to Scribe. So if I have an assistant, or if I'm wanting to do this real time, I can actually preview the image, and it only takes a second, and it shows me that's what's going to get sent to Scribe. And I go, oh, B&A, that's not what I meant. I meant Delhi, D-E-L. That's what I meant. So I can go fix it, and then I know, okay, now I'm ready. And so if I say, watch how fast this happens, by the way. This is going to be how fast this prints. If I say send to image processing, here we go. Check. Processed.
Print job completed.
Printed. That is it. That's how fast this happens. It's unbelievable. You say, well, it's still stuck in there. You get to set how much you want a paper feed. You get to set whether it talks to you and says, print job completed, or if it's quiet. You can set everything. It's amazing. And so, whoops, I'm going to make it spit out. There we go. And so, obviously with mine, you can either cut this to the right size, which I did not do, or you can make it line feed like 20 extra lines, and it just keeps rolling until it spits it out. So you can hide this in a lid, you can hide this in your jacket, you can do whatever you want, get it to spit it out, and now you've got your prediction. It happens almost instantaneously, but if for some strange reason maybe you have more to print than just this. This is as much as a lottery ticket just about, but maybe you want to print a boarding pass with a ton of information. One thing you can do is you can say print background image. And so what this would print in my case is it would print this whole image, except it would not have that word and it would not have the hands. It would just show you a clock and all the rest of it. So the background image, that's what it looks like. The data that gets filled in is that plus the clock hands. And so on this one, it has two predictions, that the location and the time. And so when I set those, they get filled in and the whole thing prints. I could just print the background image. So there it is, it's done. I would then reload it back into Scribe, and now I'm ready to print the rest of it, just the two little prediction pieces. So when I hit print, it's not going to print the background image. It only prints the little prediction pieces very quickly. And so it's like, blip, and you're done. So if you need it to, like for a lottery ticket, this is a good example, or I think a better example because lottery ticket's so fast, but like a boarding pass, something with a lot of data, or maybe a really long receipt where you only need a total or something like that, you could print the whole background image, and then you just feed it back in and say, print, and the next time it prints, send to image processing, it'll just print your prediction. So it goes blip, and it's done, and then it spits out the whole thing, so it doesn't have to print the whole thing, so it's a little faster. So that's why that third option is actually there, that print background image, but you saw how fast it was. You don't need it. It's very, very fast. So you can set how dark that this will be, and it gets, I think this was medium speed. It can go faster than this, and it'll just be a teensy bit lighter color because, right, it's heat sensitive, so the longer it kind of sits on there, the more heat that's applied and the darker the image is. So if you want it really, really dark, it just prints a little bit slower. If you want it medium, it's like you saw, and if you want it super light, it's just and it's like done, man. It's like super fast. So this was like medium speed, just to give you a good idea. So yeah, this is kind of the basic idea. That image editor, again, is just super powerful. It's so fast to use this stuff. So if you're not a tech person, okay, all you have to do with this, all these things, like, I would say, think about the best way to possibly use this trick. Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to do a movie prediction with, maybe you have a story about you love to go to movies, your dad passed away recently, but you'll never forget the first movie that you guys went to go see. What movie do you think it might be? Jurassic Park? Oh, that's very interesting. I'm not going to say whether that's true or not. Jurassic Park is a pretty good guess. If it were Jurassic Park, what date do you think maybe that we went to go see this? 1994. Wow. A whole year after it was in theaters. Okay, good guess. But funny enough, they were still playing them in the dollar theaters in 94. Oh yeah. What time of day do you think maybe we went to go see this movie? How much do you think we spent on it? You can ask them anything you want, right? And so maybe then you predict Jurassic Park, the date, the amount of money they spent, the time, the location, whatever you want, you can print. And so once you've come up with your idea, you need to think, how do I want to get that into a printer? You can type it. Probably not the best. You could simply write it on something like a memo pad. I don't have my memo pad with me, but write it on a memo pad, or a whiteboard prediction. You just write it on the whiteboard and it all gets sucked in. You could actually do it with multiple sources if you wanted. Maybe you have some cards that show different movies, and they're RFID cards. So you don't even have to write Jurassic Park. You just say, oh, look, I have a bunch of famous movies. Guess which one my dad and I like the best? Oh, Jurassic Park? That's an interesting guess. I'll tell you if you're right in a moment. You take Jurassic Park out, you scan it, and the way that you scan those cards, I think, is with this thing, Second Sight, I think, is one of the hardware pieces that you can get with Illuminati Magic. I don't have one, so I can't speak to how good it is. I'd love to review that at some point. I haven't done that. But apparently that's an input method. You could do it. It can suck it in from whiteboard. It can suck it in from a magician's calculator, where you could be totaling some things up, nonsense stuff, but actually secretly inputting things. So many different ways. That's just a few ideas. There's a ton of them. So I would sit down and think, how do I want to input it? Once you get all that together, then all you have to do to program it, it's so simple. You go, okay, now what do I want the output to be? Maybe a movie ticket, and maybe a casual photo of me in my office with a poster of Jurassic Park behind me. I can simply do something like this. I have gone in, I've taken a photo of the background right behind this camera. You can't see it right now. And I have a David Blaine poster. In fact, I will show you. Oh wait, I will show you what that looks like. Image editor, manage designs, edit design, magic room. Here we go. So I've made a prediction, and I just called it Magic Room. You don't have to worry about all these fields. You don't need to, but they're pretty obvious. They're pretty intuitive. So how many reveals do I want to do? In my case, I was just going to do one reveal for this photo prediction, okay? I just want the poster to change. I didn't need to worry about dynamic height, all this other stuff, Powerball stuff. I don't need all that. But insert image from Google. Yes, I want to insert an image from Google because it's going to suck in a magic poster. Cool. Search addendum. This is basically, I put movie poster there. So it's going to go search for something. So if I type Jurassic Park, maybe it'll find a dinosaur. I don't want that. I need a movie poster. So I don't want to have to type Jurassic Park movie poster or Star Wars movie poster, right? Or whatever, Beetlejuice movie poster. So what I type in is movie poster for the search addendum. So whatever I type, it adds movie poster after it. So now if I type Jurassic Park, it goes Jurassic Park movie poster, and it'll find the first image and suck it in. So that's what I want. Okay. How many lines do I want to print? None of this stuff really matters. The printer options, I'm not printing anything on this particular one, so who cares? Send to Scribe is turned off. But send to photo library, oh yeah, that's turned on. I want that. You can also save it to a web. You can like go on a website and find this. Like there's so many different options, but I'm just going to save it to my phone library. Image management. I say, yeah, I do actually want to enable this because now I can set this to be, let's set it to 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago is when I saved a photo to my phone. Of course, it's doing it real time and it backdates it, which is cool. So 3 weeks ago, I'll put it something less. I'll put like 4 days ago. That way we can find it more easily in my photos. And then the location, where did I save it? I put Paris. So if you look at your metadata, it's going to show it was saved at Paris. Like, that's cool. I'm not using that, but you can. So, and here's the image. Okay, this is me with this stupid grin on my face like I normally have, and there you can see the David Blaine poster right in there. That's what we're going to change. So if I click that, hello, it brings up the image, and then you can see here it's all green because I have dragged a little box around it. That's all I had to do. And then I set something called image 1. This image is I just said I want to predict a photo, and it threw a box up there, and I was like, oh, let me put the box over the David Blaine poster. Done. Cool. Is this going to work? I didn't watch directions for this or nothing. Save it. It's that easy. It literally is this easy. I'm showing you a bunch of features. You don't have to do this. You can do it if you want to, but it's got so many features. So it's going to save it from 4 days ago. So here's how it works. I'm now going to make sure that is my current design. Magic Room is my current design. Done. And okay, send my message. So now if I type a movie, whatever movie I want, we'll try Beetlejuice. I haven't tested it. Beetlejuice. All right. I can test it, remember, by preview image. So I hit that middle button. Let's see. Oh, there it is. There's the Beetlejuice movie poster that pops up right there in place of the David Blaine one. Super cool. So I know now, like, okay, it's got it. It knows what it's going to be. So I can say send to image processing, and boom, it's done. It's literally that fast. So now, if I just open up my photos and go to about 4 days ago, there he is right there. You can see him backdated. This is Thursday. Today is a Monday. 4 days ago, there it is, me with that poster. And let me see if I can see other here, if I click information, oh my word. Yeah, check it. I just click the information here, and it pulls up a map of Paris showing where I took the photo in Paris. Dope. Which is all completely made up. Like we just generated that. That's so cool to me. I haven't ever played with that before, but there it is. So super cool. So that is the image processor. Super powerful. You need to make sure you get that with Scribe. It's very powerful to be able to use that. So in conclusion, I think Scribe is not only the smallest...
Scribe disconnected.
I just turned it off and you heard it. It's the smallest overall, cubic centimeters on the market. I think it's the fastest that I've ever printed with. The app is not even close to anything else I've ever used. It is far and above its own thing and absolutely stellar. The customer service cannot be better. It is perfect. And the only thing that I would be wondering about on this is, what about the ethics of Illuminati magic? I can't speak to everything. I don't know. I've heard stories about plenty of things. They copy other people and yada yada. I think, so firstly, I'm a fierce defender of original creators. But just because... Nate Staniforth came out with an idea of a lottery ticket illusion. Cesar Alonso came along and said, I'd rather not have to use an assistant. What if we could do it just by ourselves? And came up with this CUPP idea. Great, awesome. Well, then I think Nathan Budza came along and said, we really need an app that can do a lot more things than just having a little ribbon cable. And he's had it for years and he's never developed it any further. And like, I mean, this is not easy for anybody to use. Let's make an app and let's give it some housing. Let's make it faster. Let's give it some brains to it, so it's not just, you don't have to be a programmer to actually use it. You can actually just go into an app and push a button. Like, let's do that. I think easily he has made his own thing, and it is far and away 10 times better, 100 times better. You can do so many things. You don't have to be a programmer to do it. For CPP, I am a programmer, at least in my past life, and so I was able to get into the guts of it and go, what numbers do I have to change? And I was able to figure it out. For a normal user, I've heard countless stories of people who have bought it, they get it, they open up the little box and go, I'm never going to be able to figure this out. And that's a shame, because it's such a powerful tool if you can figure out how to use it. So I think having this Unify app is amazing. And guys, the app is free. So just download it. And then if you want to play with certain pieces, just ask Nathan about it. So that'd be like, hey, I want to try this out. Can I see a demo? Is there a way I can test it? What can I do to see if this is really what's going to work for me? And there's so many people on the forums who could be like, hey, man, let me give you a quick tutorial. Let me show you a demo. And you'll be able to know like if it can do what you want it to do. Initially, I would just say, I can't think of something it can't do. Every problem that I've come up with, like, what would I want to do with this? I've been able to find a solution using the Unify app. I think it's fantastic. I think Scribe is excellent. It has my highest recommendation. It is a very well developed product, and I cannot imagine this being improved upon further. But they're still trying. They're still messing around because it's a labor of love. They're putting up new templates. They're putting up all kinds of different things. And so it's super fun. If you want to suck in a user's template, you can do that. You can find somebody else and be like, whoa, I love what you're doing. Can I borrow that? Or can I use that same idea? So you get permission. If they say, sure, they can share their template over to your phone, and then instantly you have access to print what they've developed as well. So it's super easy just to share files, and you have, boom, a fully formed template with predictions ready to go. It's amazing. And so anything you can possibly think of wanting to print, receipts, movie tickets, boarding passes, lotto tickets, whatever you can come up with. You can even do handwriting stuff. They have different fonts, different sizes. You can print landscape, portrait. It's so amazing. Very, very good. So whatever you can come up with, this is going to be able to do it. I love it. So there you go. That is my review. Certainly recommend Scribe and the Unify app, especially the image processor.